iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to the show. Tonight we got a great one here. It is the ASRC Pro Late Models taking on the very tight, very small Kokomo Speedway. Tonight we'll see these drivers do battle here for heat races, last chance, and of course our 75-lap main event coming up in just a moment. Here we wrap up practice and get ready to rock and roll here into our group qualifying. First cars out on the track will be the 16 of Murtaugh, Brandon Marlowe, and Jacob Laster, all in this group number one. We're going to go get them out on the track here and see what race and action we can find as we take a look at some cars rolling out on the speedway here. We got cars getting ready to roll on out on the speedway. We're trying to get the first ones out on screen if we can. Looks like we have the 51 machine. That is Jacob Laster out here on the speedway. We'll see what Laster can do as Laster is on the clock now. So far, this is his first time lap. We're looking at the 151 or 51 on the car. That, of course, being piloted by Jacob Laster, part of the Hot Lap Heroes crew. Laster, lap number one in the book. He throws down a 12.168. So he goes P number 2 at the moment. Also out on the speedway, that is Richard Murtaugh in the 33. Also, that was out there right now. Quick time is Brandon Marlowe as we get our next group of cars out here on the speedway. First car we're looking at is the 05 machine. That is being piloted by Nick McDougall. Nick McDougall here in the 05 machine. He's on the clock now. Right now on the left of our screen, that's what we see right now. Quick time though, Brian Hacker throws down a under 12 second. We didn't see that all practice. So Hacker with the quick time at the moment. We'll have to see if anyone could beat that. Also out on this track is the 05 machine. That is Brian Hacker we look at now in the 2. Hacker right now, quick time in this group, so he is on a mission. Hacker right now, quick time, so very good qualifying session from Hacker. He goes to the top of the board. We'll see how he stands up in our heat races, but right now looking pretty good. Next car we got rolling out here is the 06 machine. That is being piloted by Michael Taylor. Taylor out here making his return. Saw him last week. We'll see what he can do this week, as he didn't get that car set up last week too good in qualifying, but ran a great lap when it came down to it. His last lap in qualifying put him like P4 on the board. We'll see what he can do tonight here in qualifying here at Kokomo. Taylor first lap in a 12.49, so it definitely takes a lap to get these cars up to song, but when they are, you can put in some very quick laps, as Taylor puts in now a 12.49, also out on the speedway is the 5 machine. That is being piloted by Scott Austin, so these two out on the speedway for this group qualifying here. But right now, still quick time. You see it on the top of your screen, folks. Brian Hacker leads the way. Also, if the ticker seems a little different than before, that's because we're doing a little bit of throwback. Not intentional. We're going back to the roots of turn 3 with an old school style ticker up top. That's because we got some technical difficulties not in our control, but we still bring you the racing action, of course, here tonight from the Kokomo Speedway, as we see Aaron Kirby out here on track. Also in this group should be Cam Tucker and Henry Smith, so we'll try and get them as well. As we look now at the 53 machine, Cam Tucker with a new wrap on the car. That thing is looking very sporty. I heard from their team here, they got the new motor back in this machine and ready to let her eat, as Cam Tucker right now, fairly decent lap. He puts down a 12.35, so not too bad from the 53 machine. Also out on track is the number 7, that being piloted by Henry Smith in the 7S. Some other track cars that did hit the track. Dave Payton already qualified. Same with Tucker Holiday. Now out on the track, we get some more cars. One being the 1 machine of Tanner Tallarico. Out here trying out the dirt. He's excited because tonight, folks, these guys all on a new build. These Pro late models getting some damage update. These things very fragile now, especially with their front end components. And they got some tire wear. So this 75 lapper, these guys got to keep those Hoosiers underneath them, especially that right rear. If you push hard in the early stages, you are definitely going to pay at the end of it for these 75 laps. Also out on the speedway, we got Tanner Hutchins with a 12.26 right now. So that puts Hutchins right around in the mid-pack area. Also in this group should be the number 3M machine. That, of course, Bobby Mattingly wrapping up on the backstretch. But Mattingly sits a P4 with a 12.15. So as we get the other Mattingly rolling out on the speedway, he's going to start shotgun here tonight, folks. He won last week at the Lucas Oil Raceway. We'll see what Trevor Mattingly can do. Our points leader is on the clock. Mattingly will sail it down, almost get that infield tractor tire, trying to make this track as short as possible. Lap number 1 for the 13T in the books. He puts it a 12.999. That puts him second quick, just behind Brian Hacker. We'll see if Mattingly can improve on that time, but not quite good enough for quick time, but very close, as this next time a little off, a 12.02 that time. So Trevor Mattingly not gonna probably get that quick time here tonight. Also out in this group should be Jaden Kraus out here on the speedway. And also in this group was the 51 of Ron Hart. Our next group of cars out here, we got Blake Steele out here on the track. We're looking at the 11 right now. Also in this group, Dan Lloyd and Matt Sanders, all trying to take some times here. Right now it goes Brian Hacker, then Trevor Mattingly. Sorry, Jaden Krause goes second quick in this group. He's got that thing dialed in. We're going to take a look at the number 2 machine. Oh, looks like he's already done. As we look at the other 2, that is being piloted by Matt Sanders, making his first appearance here tonight. Matt Sanders right now, P number 6 at the moment. Also out on the speedway should be the 9 machine of Dan Lloyd wrapping on up. Looks like he might not be making the call, as I don't see his car out here on the speedway. As we get our next group of cars, it looks like Zach Nichols will be the first car out in this. We'll take a look here. Last time Nichols joined us, he parked that thing down in victory lane. Will he do the same tonight on a new build? Everyone's on a fresh playing field. Less than a week of practice to see how these cars race. We'll see what these drivers can do as we take a look here. Our first driver we're looking at is the 23. That is Zach Nichols. Also 28 on the car. Also in this group right behind him, one of his teammates in the 54 on the car, or the 5 in the server. That's going to be piloted by Matt Kemp. Now up to the top side, trying to get some momentum for this final lap. Also out in this group is the 43 machine. That is Davin Markham out here. He's joined about a quarter of the way through this season, and so far been running pretty good. We'll see what Markham has tonight here at Kokomo. Right now it sits P number 15 here at the end of qualifying. It looks like everyone does make a qualifying effort. I believe we have one more car maybe that has not qualified. So looks like the top 5 in qualifying. As we get our final qualifier in the booth, it is Nick Baum out here on the speedway. Baum did find victory lane last season to take that Trevor Mattingly bounty away. We'll see what he can do tonight here on the new build. Baum is on the clock. Another very fast late model driver. He puts that left front all the way to those infield tractor tires, trying to make this track as small as possible. Baum, another great hot shoe, part of the series, lap number 1 in the books. It looks like it's going to be a 12.04, so that will put Baum 6 quick. That shows you how close these drivers are compared to Hacker's 11.92. It's already 5 cars from there. Baum loses control there in 1 and 2. That will end his qualifying effort. He tries to get everything that he can, but it looks like it will be too much. As our top 5 in qualifying looks like the following. Brian Hacker comes away here with the quick time, as we'll get it on the left. Jaden Krause, second quick. Trevor Mattingly, third quick. Brandon Marlowe, fourth. And Richard Murtaugh rounds out the top 5, as that is the top 20 there in qualifying on the left side of our screens, folks. As that wraps up qualifying, now we head over to our heat races here tonight at the Kokomo Speedway. Heat race number 1 now rolling out to the speedway. We'll go over tonight's starting order. Road number 1 is being made up of Brian Hacker and Richard Murtaugh starting to his outside. Row number 2 will be made up of Matt Kemp starting P number 3, with Dave Payton starting in the 4th position. Row number 3 being made up of Tanner Tallarico starting 5th, with Henry Smith rolling off 6th. It looks like Dan Lloyd does not make the call yet, so it looks like heat race number 1 will have 6 cars duking it out for the top 4 spots. Top 4 getting locked in to the main event. The rest of the drivers having to race their way in through the B main. I believe with the car count, we will send 1 driver home here tonight. as we get ready to rock and roll here in heat race number 1. Of course, tonight it is Brett the Jet here in the booth, bringing you the live action from the Kokomo Speedway as we get ready here for heat race number 1. We will, of course, have 3 heat races to lock in the top 12. Then the rest of the drivers having to race their way in, and for those rest of those starting spots in the B main. As we wait for the 9 machine Alloy to grid, it looks like he will not make the call. So we get the field rocking and rolling here at the Kokomo Speedway. First race of the night. Getting ready to rock and roll here. Brian Hacker, our quick time here tonight with an 11.92, an absolutely blistering lap, will lead the field to green. Next time by, we'll be going green flag race in action as they get the 1 to go signal. The iRacing pace truck shuts off the lights. The lights around Kokomo Speedway get extinguished as well. Down the backstretch, the field will come. Brian Hacker has the prerogative to go whenever he wants. He decides to go right at the apex. Off of turn number 4, we go green flag racing here at Kokomo Speedway. Down the backstretch, it looks like Richard Mortog hangs on pretty well. We'll try and cross him on over. He gets to the inside quarter panel. Battle for the race lead here at Kokomo. Murtaugh gets clear here down the backstretch as he will now take over the race lead as, oh, big time trouble. Brian Hacker gets a piece of the inside wall, and you see the new damage model. Hacker with a big time hit there, as we'll try and find a replay and see what happened to Brian Hacker there. As we take a look here at the 2 machine, Brian Hacker here just cut it a little bit too early, hit that inside wall, and Tanner Tallarico nowhere to go. Picks up some good amount of front end damage as now we try and go back to our live race in action as Brian Hacker does claim that yellow, so he'll restart at the back here of this heat race. He has to now try and race his way in. That moves Murtaugh all by himself up front. Matt Kemp to the inside line. Dave Payton up into P number 3. We'll get ready to go back racing here right now as they jump on the loud pedal. We go back to green flag racing action. Murtaugh away, and the outside line, long distance to go around to try and make it work. Murtaugh leads the way. Dave Payne trying to find some traction up top. Kemp with a little bit of a mistake. That opens up the door for Henry Smith for P number 2. Brian Hacker has some damage, but he says, I don't care. He's trying to drive that 2 machine back to the front. It's a gaggle of cars here from second on back. They are all on top of each other here in heat race number 1. Henry Smith does get clear, so he leads the way in this pack of cars. Murtaugh has checked down out with the race lead. As this time by, we get popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 more laps to go around this Kokomo Speedway. Right now, last car locked in is the 38 machine of Dave Payton. Payton hoping to get it. Oh, is Smith, big time mistake off of turn number 4. This could open up the door here on the white flag lap. Here comes Matt Kemp on the inside with a great run. He will capitalize on it. He'll slide up, park it right in front of the 7S, and take that second spot away on the final lap. So it goes Murtaugh, Kemp, Henry Smith, and Dave Payne round out the top 4 as we get ready for heat race number 2 here on the Speedway. As we'll run over tonight's grid here for the race. Jaden Krause in the 17 on the card, 21 in our scoring. We'll start on the pole. To his outside is Nick Baum in the 25. Row number 2 being made up of Bobby Manley in the 3M with Ron the Hitman Hart in the 51 starting to his outside. Then our final row here, Blake Steele in the 11 will roll off P number 5 with Scott Austin in the 5 on the car, or the 005 in the scoring. We'll start shotgun on the field. Once again, folks, top 4 lock themselves into the main event. The rest of the drivers having to race their way in. We'll have to see how this shakes out. But Jaden Krause in the 13 will lead us to green. He jumps on the loud pedal very early as we go green flag racing. Baum already crossing him over here in turns number 1 and 2. It's a battle for the race lead. Make it a 3-car battle as now Bobby Manley tries to get in with the mix here. Top 3 all right on top of each other with some contact there as Manley tries to keep that thing down low, as Krause trying to get to the bottom side as quickly as possible. He gets the inside wall, his left front, oh, maybe not, as he definitely clipped it, but looks like not enough to do some damage. That thing having some contact now for P number 2. Krause sends it on in there. Manley slams on the binders and crosses him on over. More contact for the second position. These guys are leaning on each other hard, and here it goes, folks. We saw it coming for a while, and it's a big one here, as that will put out the yellow. We saw they weren't racing very nice with each other, and then it all came to a head there. As we see on the replay here, we try and maybe see a little bit early in here, as this is kind of where it all started. As, oh man, it went back a lot further than I wanted, as this is where it ensues. Maybe now if we can. As we kind of saw it live, folks, we saw what was going on there. 2 drivers leaning on each other big time, and finally came to a head there and involved I want to say almost the rest of the field behind him. So we're going to see how this one shakes on out. But now we go back, getting ready to go green flag racing action. Nick Baum leading the way here tonight. Blake Steele now in the second, Ron Hart in third. Baum on the loud pedal here. We go back to green flag racing action. Baum will try the high side, and oh man, I think Scott Austin sent it on in there. Not sure. Jaden Krause around, and we'll get it rolling as contact further in the back, but we go back up front. Blake Steele from P number 5 up into P number 2 here at the moment. Oh, as Ron Hart gets a big time piece of that inside tire, he will lose the nose there, and that will be a big time hit to Ron Hart. We're going to try and see on the instant replay, see what happened to the 51 machine. That was a hard hit for Ron Hart to that inside tire there. As we take a look there, that was the contact at the start. Looks like a lot of cars going for the same real estate. Next time by, we should see Ron Hart get these tires to bring out this second yellow here in heat race number 2. So last week we didn't see a single yellow flag. This time, this week, we see 3 yellow flags already here in just the heat races. As we go back to live here, Baum leading the way. Does Blake Steele pick this inside line? It looks like he will. That moves now Scott Austin to that top side. So the back row, starting heat race number 2, that being Blake Steele and Scott Austin, are now row number 2 here tonight, both sitting in the right spots to lock themselves into the show, as that is a heck of a move by both of them. As we go back, green flag racing action, Baum away with a great start. Blake Steele trying to find something in the middle here. Steele leading this group, but now here comes Bobby Manley, tries the slider. They make contact 4 wide on the front stretch here at Kokomo. Man, oh man, folks, I think we got to go out and more contact. These guys leaning on each other big time. As more contact in the back, that shoots Ronhard up top. As we see heat race number 2 in the books coming to the line there. And man, I bet some people not happy with each other at the end of heat race number 2 there. Heat race number 2, definitely wild. We'll have to see what shakes out here for heat race number 3. Starting grid for heat race number 3, the final heat race of the night. Trevor Mattingly in the 13 team will start on the pole. Starting to his outside is the 23 in the scoring, or 28 on the car. That is Zach Nichols. Row number 2 being made up of Tucker Holliday in the 16 with Tanner Hutchins in the double OH to his outside. Our final row here, Nick McDougall in the 05 rolling off 5th with Michael Taylor in the 06 rolling off P number 6. As this time by, we get the 1 to go signal. We'll be going green flag racing action here next time by. Through 3 and 4, the field come Trevor Mattingly on the loud pedal here. We go green flag racing action here at Kokomo for heat race number 3. Everyone trying to get down to that bottom side. Tanner Hutchins gets down there. Zach Nichols trying to roll the top side. That, of course, to the top side of the 16 machine of Tucker Holliday. Tucker Holliday making his first start in the ASRC Pro Late Model Series here tonight. He's trying to take the stress off his shoulders, lock himself in here early, as it looks like top 2 to the top side. That moves Tucker Holliday just by himself down low, as now Trevor Mattingly goes down to that inside line in contact. Tucker Holliday gets into Zach Nichols and then Tanner Hutchins. So now the spot for the transfer, the race is on for that, because now we have 4 cars, for sure 3 cars, all on top of each other from 4th on back. Tanner Hutchins' last car locked on in, but Tucker Holliday wants that spot as well. Like I said, he wants to eliminate the stress, lock himself in. Holliday to the inside of Tanner Hutchins. These guys go door to door here down the front stretch. We'll see him dive it on in here as Holliday rolls that inside. Very nice. He gets to the inside of McDougall, so McDougall might be in trouble here. We see 3 laps to go. Now, white flag here. Excuse me. So, battle for the transfer spot is on. Does Hutchins have anything left in the tank to throw it out there? Looks like not. So, top 4, Trevor Mattingly, Zach Nichols, Nicholas McDougall, and Tucker Holliday all locked themselves in there. As actually, we do have 4 heat races here tonight. So this is the 4th and final heat race of the night here, folks. I knew we were missing some drivers. It seemed a little light. So this is the final heat race. Heat race number 4 here. Starting on the front row. He found victory lane 2 weeks ago. We'll see what he can do tonight. That is the 37 Hot Lap Hero machine being piloted by Brandon Marlowe to his outside. First time entry here tonight. That goes to Matt Sanders in the 2. Row number 2 being made up of Jacob Lassner in the 151 or 51 on the car, with Davin Markham in the 43 starting in 4th. Then heading to our back row here, Cam Tucker in the 53 will roll off 5th, with Aaron Kirby in the 91 rolling off P number 6. So that would do it here for heat races here, as we get the lights extinguished out, and a lot of fast drivers here in heat race number 4, all trying to get to the top 4 to lock themselves in. We'll have to see who comes out here on top. But through 3 and 4, Brandon Marlowe will lead the field. He'll jump on the loud pedal, and we'll go green flag racing action here in heat race number 4. 8 laps of distance. Markham already in the wall there in 1 and 2. We'll have to see what kind of run he gets through 3 and 4 as the top 3 staying the same. Now Markham still committed to this top line here tonight. Markham part of the Hot Lap Hero stable, trying to find some grip up top. Now Cam Tucker trying to roll that 53 machine on this inside line. He's trying to follow Laster to the front if he can. He right now has the advantage on Markham, but Markham having some big momentum as one car goes around. That is Matt Sanders facing the wrong direction here on the front stretch. Sanders goes on around field, doing a great job at avoiding him here, and that puts us right at the halfway point here in the race as we take a look at the replay here. This is the lap before here, and we'll have to see. Maybe there is contact because Matt Sanders right now going for the battle for the race lead and off at turn number 4. Oh, does get some help from Brandon Marlowe, and luckily everyone gets on around cleanly. But Matt Sanders having some speed here tonight. He got the race lead for a second, not able to hang on to it though. As no claim on that yellow, that will have to go to a later judgment, as now Brandon Marlowe out in front leading the way, and Matt Sanders gonna have to make a lot of ground to make it back up into that top 4 to lock himself into the main race, not have to go to the B main here tonight. As Brandon Marlowe on the loud pedal here, we go back to green flag racing action here at Kokomo. Marlowe gets away with a great start here. Now Cam Tucker does get around Dav Markham. Markham having to go the long distance on around. Here comes Matt Sanders already in the 2. He's trying to make this inside line work and try and follow these top 4 here. So Markham losing some ground on the top side. He's got to go to the top because there's no room down low. Now Cam Tucker tries to stick it to the inside of Laster. Has a little bit of room, but now here comes Sanders. He'll send Tucker into the side of Laster. They start ping-ponging around here at Kokomo. Sanders driving aggressively here, trying to get back up to the front. Now Markham tries to go to the opening inside of Tucker. They make contact. As they come to the checkered here, Cam Tucker will hang on to the spot, and Brandon Marlowe picks up heat number 4 win here tonight. As we get ready now for the B main here, folks. A lot of big names in the B main, and I believe we're going to be sending, I think, 1 driver home. It looks like, so 1 driver not making the way from here tonight from the B main, as we'll go over tonight's starting order. Brian Hacker on the pole with Jaden Krause starting to his outside. Both those guys first and second in qualifying here on the front row of the B main. Row number 2 being made up of Tanner Hutchins in the double OH with Davin Markham in the 43 to his outside. Row number 3, Tanner Tallarico in the 1 down low with Ron the Hitman Hart in the 51 to his outside. Up next row, row number 4, Michael Taylor in the 06 will start in P number 7 with Aaron Kirby in the 91 starting in 8th. Then on the final row, Dan Lloyd does make the call for the B main, getting those mechanical issues figured out as he'll try and race his way in. Through 3 and 4, they'll feel will come 12 laps of distance. Brian Hacker on the loud pedal. We go green flag racing action here at Kokomo for the B main. B main underway here. Hacker leading the way. He's going to keep that 2 machine down on the low side as we get a yellow on the speedway. As I believe it was the 06 machine of Michael Taylor facing the wrong direction. Oh, and it looks like already down and away, so we're going to try and take it back a little bit further and figure out what happened to the 06 machine there on the start. You see Markham a little outsorts there. Oh, contact between Ron Hart and Taryn Tallarico, and Hart just gets to the right rear of him, just nowhere to go, kind of slid all together from the contact between him and Tallarico. So will be our first caution here tonight in the B main, right here on lap number 1. And now we go to the Delaware double foul restart. Brian Hacker by himself up front. Jaden Krause picks the high side at the line. That moves Tanner Hutchins to this inside line. The rest of the field doubles up here, and we get ready to go back. Green flag racing action through 3 and 4. Brian Hacker on the loud pedal here. We go green flag racing action. Jaden Krause able to get that 13 down to this inside line. As further on back, it's a gaggle of cars here as Tallarico trying to make that car work in the middle. He gets sideways, gets tagged by the 51, but everyone keeps it rolling in the right direction here as last car in this race does get eliminated. No one wants to be in that spot, but sadly, someone does have to finish there. As Brian Hacker continues to lead the way, Jaden Krause hot on his heels here for a B main win. We'll have to see who ends up picking up this award and who will be talking to me right after this B main here tonight. Davin Markham finding some speed up top. That 43 machine rolling the top side very well. He was committed to it in the heat race, paying off for the B main as he is making up time on the top. Here comes Davin Markham here at Kokomo. He's found some speed up top. He's catching our race leaders. Now, Jaden Krause sees that in his mirror. He moves up to the top side. Krause to the outside of Hacker. Contact for the race lead as Krause and Hacker get into it big time. Hacker not going to be happy with that one. Further on back, almost 3 wide race in action down the backstretch. Michael Taylor in a sandwich between Tanner Tallarico down low and Ron Hart up top. This B main action packed, but we got to keep a camera on the back end of this field, especially because it is eliminating someone here tonight. No one wanted to be that spot as these guys continue to click off the laps. 3 laps to go here. Now at the line, Jaden Krause will see popsicle sticks up in the air. 2 more laps to go here in the B main. Davin Markham now trying to make a move on Brian Hacker for P number 2. Markham has the run up top. Hacker has the shorter distance around the speedway, but Markham's got the spot. Now for the final lap, contact between Tallarico and Michael Taylor. Off of turn number 4, Jaden Krause wins the B main. And now we got to keep a camera on the back here. It looks like Dane Lloyd just quite not enough. He'll be the driver that we're probably going to be sending on home here tonight. As that will do it here for our pre-race events. After this, we'll be going to our 75-lap main event. But first, we'll be right back. We're going to throw it to commercial break and try and get a word with the driver of the B main after. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. We come back here at the Kokomo Speedway, dialing up our B main winner. That is Jaden Krause in the 21 or the 13 on the car. Jaden, you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet in the booth here.
Yep.
Alrighty, man. You came out here first time in this series. You put that thing P number 2 on the board. That thing has a lot of speed. Sadly, had to see it in the B main, but you found some speed there in the B main, picking up the win. Tell us how this car's feeling, and where'd you find that speed for qualifying?
I don't know. In qualifying, we were really good, but got into the heat race, and I don't know. I was just being really aggressive, really wasn't thinking. Made a lot of mistakes, and then in the B main, we're just trying to be patient to come out with the win, and then. But the qualifying pace, I had a better lap going on my first lap, but I just missed it and barely hit the tire, so we ended up P2. I was hoping I'd get P1, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, oh so close, Jaden. Some very quick times in qualifying, about a 10th quicker than we saw in practice. Do you think that was just with the track reset?
Yeah, mostly. The track had a lot of moisture on the bottom, but it was really hooked up in the straightaway, so it kind of just made it to where it was really fast.
Yeah, and that it was. As Jaden, we saw you moving lines there in the B main, going from that bottom, seeing Markham rolling that topside very well. You jump up there, and then since then, you kind of checked on out. How do you think the lines are going to be here for this 75-lap main event?
I have a feeling it's going to be a really racy track because, you know, I was kind of like in the B main, like it's all about like momentum, and especially with everybody like trying to like roll the bottom super tight, they're usually, you know, washing out pretty wide. So then hopefully like there's some cut down lines that are pretty fast. That way there could be really good racing.
Yeah, I hope so as well. I think we'll see a lot of great racing here for these 75 laps. And Jaden, since it's a new build, how are you feeling about it here? We all have less than a week of experience with it, but these drivers showing their skill off here tonight.
Yeah, I've had a couple races with it. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm glad that we finally got tire wear.
Yeah, tire wear going to be a big factor for a long 75 laps. Before we let you go, Jaden, and get ready for this main event, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank to make this 13 machine as quick as it was.
First, I got to thank Premier so much for helping me come back after my long break for the tire model, JW Roofing, and Derby City Recycling.
All righty, Jaden. Well, appreciate you in the booth here. Best of luck to you here in the main event. I'm sure we'll see that 13 machine charging towards the front.
Yeah, let's hope so. Have a good night.
All righty, folks. That was Jaden Kraus, our B main winner here tonight. Second on the quick time. Our quick time finished second in the B main. That is Brian Hacker. So a lot of fast guys going to be starting towards the back here in this main event. That's going to be rolling off here in just 30 seconds. So folks, you got some time, grab a snack, grab a drink, hit the bathroom if you can, because we're going to be rocking and rolling here in a short amount of time. I'll get myself a drink of water there because this 75 laps gonna be action-packed here, folks. This is gonna be a wild one, to say the least. As we get drivers on the front, we're gonna go through tonight's starting order for our 75-lap main event. Here on road number 1, Richard Murtaugh, if I could talk, will lead the field to the green flag. Starting to his outside will be the 02 or the 25 in the scoring. That is Nick Baum. Row number 2 being made up of T-Matt, Trevor Mattingly with Brandon Marlowe to his outside. Row number 3 will be Matt Kemp and Bobby Mattingly in the 3M. Row number 4, Zach Nichols in the 23 or 28 on the car, with Jacob Lester in the 151 or 51. Just look for that orange machine. Row number 5 will be made up of Henry Smith in P number 9 with Scott Austin rolling off in the 10th position. Row number 6 will be Tucker Holliday with Matt Sanders starting to his outside. Row number 7 in the 38 will be Dave Payne. Blake Steele in the 11 will roll off 14th. 15th will be Nicholas McDougall and Cam Tucker in the 53. Then we head to our B main guys making it, and Jaden Krause will start in row number 9 next to Davin Markham. Row number 10, Brian Hacker and Tanner Hutchins, Aaron Kirby, Ron Hart, and then that rounds out the field as the field gets ready to go. 22 cars here tonight. As we get ready, we go green flag race in action. Richard Murtaugh leads the field down into turn number 1. Baum up top with a run. We'll have to see what kind of run he can get. They go side by side for P number 1. That time at the line, Nick Baum leads lap number 1 here tonight. Lap number 1 in the books there. Baum leads the way. Murtaugh still committed on that bottom side. When does he move up? The rest of the field, 3, 4, 5 wide here tonight at Kokomo Speedway. You see how fanned out the field is here tonight. And so far, everyone stays clean and green. As everyone trying to keep their wits about them. These drivers trying to figure out when to push it, when to back it down. Because that right rear tire wear, definitely something to keep in mind. One car making this outside work is Brandon Marlowe. He goes up to the top side as we get a yellow flag on the speedway. It looks like the number 7 machine of Henry Smith slow on the speedway as, oh, he's already around there. We'll try and back it up a little bit more as Henry Smith. We'll see what happened here off of turn number 4 here. He tries to get the inside of the 16 and, oh, just gets on the binders trying to avoid the tire, and he makes contact with the 13, our B main winner, Jaden Krause. As Nick Baum leading the way here tonight. Don't mind the current leader. That is definitely jumping on around big time under these yellow flag laps that do not count. So we get 75 laps of green flag race in action here as Baum leads the way. Murtaugh in second. Marlowe in third. Laster fourth. And Matt Kemp rounds out the top 5 here at the moment. Richard Murtaugh looks like we'll pick that inside line, so that will move Brandon Marlowe up to the top lane. Nick Baum all by himself out in front as the rest of the field doubles on up. It's a great looking field of pro late models out here tonight at the Kokomo Speedway. A lot of great looking cars as off of turn number 4. Nick Baum on the loud pedal here. We go green flag racing action once again here on lap number 5. Everyone trying to find a lane. It's pretty much wherever a car's not in front of you, you can go to a lane that's not around them. As we see further on back, some 4 wide racing action here as everyone fans on out into these tight corners of Kokomo. One driver we got to keep an eye on, that is that 13 T machine. You see him working that inside line. Trevor Mattingly trying to make it roll down low. He won last week. He had to start at the back of the field this week, and he's trying to make his way up to the front as we see 3, 4 wide once again here at Kokomo. Matt Kemp trying to get that 28 machine rotated down low. That might not be enough. Now, Trevor Manley with a big send. Once again, it seems like every time off of turn number 4, we see 4 wide racing action is now Jaden Krause to the inside of Trevor Mattingly. Manley will now try and cross him on over. Out in front, though, Nick Baum leading the way in this one. About, I want to say, almost a second advantage over Brandon Marlowe. About 8 tenths here at the moment. Nick Baum leading all 9 laps, 10 10 laps of the 12 so far. So out in front, kind of on their own, but further on back, they're beating and banging as we go to about 10th on back here tonight, folks. And it is a sea of cars from those spots on back. I mean, we don't even got cameras wide enough to catch all the racing action. It looks like Trevor Manley finally might get clear here of this group. That 13 machine of Jada Kraus trying to find some gap in the middle. Ron Hart, big time slide down the middle. Cam Tucker with a door slap to Davin Markham. I mean, there's a bajillion things we could talk about each and every lap here tonight, folks. As Matt Kemp all over. He's feeling some pressure from the back end. That is Cam Tucker now to the outside of Matt Kemp. Kemp falling kind of in the wrong direction here tonight. Very much struggling to get that car rotated as Brian Hacker's kind of sat towards the back here at the moment. I'm not sure if Hacker's car's not the best that he wanted, or maybe trying to save that right rear, but Hacker right now sits P number 18 here in the back. Just kind of riding, looks like biding his time as Payton gets a big piece of the wall entering turn number 1. That puts Payton, Hacker, and Tanner Hutchins in that pink double H machine 3 wide there, and continue to be 3 wide as now they try and work over Aaron Kirby. Our outside pole sitter, Murtaugh, kind of falling on back a little bit, trying to find some rhythm. Or is he tire saving? That is a big factor now in these pro late models that drivers are going to have to take into account. So maybe doing some tire saving, but Tucker Holliday, he's one of the drivers on a mission. Holliday now finds himself in the top 5, trying to get P number 4 from Jacob Laster. Laster still continues that streak. Top 3 podiums every single night we've shown on up. He sits P number 2 in the standings, but right now that streak under fire here early in this race. He's getting set on up by Holliday for P number 4. And here comes Murdoch right to the left rear of the 51. We jump on board with Jacob Lasser looking back at that Premier number 33 machine driven by Richard Murtaugh. And you can see how close this racing is here tonight. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, folks. As Nick Baum trying to check out Brandon Marlowe, keeping it honest though, about 3/4 of a second back, and Bobby Mattingly on his own island here at the moment in the 3M. He sits P number 3. Then we go back to 4th. That is Jacob Laster sitting in the middle of the racetrack here. Tucker Holliday not able to complete the pass. He rounds out the top 5, but Richard Murtaugh trying to make his way back up in the top 5 in that 33 machine. A lot of racing here tonight, folks. A lot can happen as we click over to lap 28 of the 75 scheduled. Murtaugh will send it down in turns 1 and 2. He'll slide up in front of Laster. Murtaugh now back on the charge. I don't know if he was listening to the broadcast or knew maybe it was starting to be go time as Murtaugh tries to turn up the intensity a little bit, and he'll find himself P number 4. We'll see if he can catch the top 3. Matt Sanders, we saw him go around leading that heat race number 3. Now he is back up in the mix. Sanders right now in the top 5, finding some traction in that middle of that raceway. That number 2 machine looking very sporty here tonight. Looks like we've had one retirement here tonight. Henry Smith in the 7S does pull off on the speedway. Furthest in the back of the pack right now, that goes to Dave Payne trying to hang on. He's got the leaders coming up behind him though. And then leaders, heavy lap traffic right in front of Payne. I mean, a lot of these cars racing very hard in the middle of the track. Our shotgun driver, Trevor Mattingly, up in the top 10. Just got around Blake Steele for P number 9. So Mattingly finds his way up front. He needs a yellow to bunch everyone back on up. Further on back, Payne now will go a lap down. That to Nick Baum. Baum gonna encounter some heavy lap traffic here in just a few short laps. You can see most cars are on the top side now. This track has gone away. You can see the shiny slick stuff down low and at the top. So these drivers trying to put that right rear above that stuff if they can. But here comes Nick Baum on some heavy lap traffic. The gap to Brandon Marlowe has increased. Marlowe about 2 seconds back to our race leader now in the thick of it. Baum now puts Aaron Kirby 1 lap down here. Now a gaggle of cars in front of our race leader. We keep an eye here on the race leader trying to navigate some lap traffic. As Baum gonna have to go where no cars are at. That will probably be the inside or middle of the speedway as Ron Hart tries to work around the 05 machine. That is Nicholas McDougall. McDougall trying to hang on, looks like, to that 16th spot here tonight as Baum now sends it down to this inside lane. He's gonna go 3 wide with these lap traffic here tonight. So Baum, with contact to the race leader. Baum gets in the left rear of Hutchins as Baum will now slide it up in front of Hutchins. I believe they are teammates if I'm not mistaken, as now Baum now having to run this inside lane, goes back to that middle lane. It's Cam Tucker, big time wall hit. He loses the right front. That car stopped up top, and that will bring out the yellows. Cam Tucker breaks that front end of that car. I mean, you can see that thing sitting on pit road, how damaged that car is, and that shows you the damage model here tonight of these new pro late models. You see Cam Tucker getting the wall tonight, and some more work needed to be done to this 53 machine. We'll take a look here, see what happened next time by here off of turn number 4 and head into turn number 1 as Cam Tucker brings out our first caution in the feature event, racing with the leader. And you see that big wall hit. Not sure if Cam Tucker got some help from the race leader, but you see that front end brake, and that race is done for the 53 machine. A tough break there. As one driver not wanting to see this yellow flag, that is our race leader, Nick Baum, increased his lead to about 2.5 seconds. That all gets erased now as the field will bunch on up. One driver happy to see that yellow, though, will be the 13T of Trevor Mattingly. He's going to like what he sees as he gets a chance to try and pick his way once again back through the field. As Trevor Mattingly on this restart will roll off P number 9. Another driver that was very quick making his way through the field is that 13 machine of Jaden Krause, our B main winner. Also in this top 10 at the moment. Looks like Tanner Hutchins is the lucky dog here, so he will get 1 lap back, get on the lead lap. That only leaves, I believe, 2 cars a lap down, maybe 3, as Cam Tucker out. Aaron Kirby and Dave Payton both 1 lap down. Cam Tucker does get that 53 machine back out on the speedway, so he's going to try and continue tonight's race. Gets a different right front bolted up on that car, but you see the crew ripping off those nose panels. He's going to go with no nose here for the rest of the night. So Nick Baum out in front, going to lead the field to the green flag. Brandon Marlowe elects the top lane. Bobby Manley, P number 3 in the 3M. Bobby Manley gets a great start down low. We see the field stick in their lanes, and they go 3, almost 4 wide down the backstretch. Through 3 and 4 of the field come. Bobby Manley will slide up in front of Brandon Marlowe. You got to wonder, Marlowe lost a lot of ground there at the end to Nick Baum. Is that right rear fading as 4 wide down the backstretch as Jacob Laster gets to in the back of Brandon Marlowe. Marlowe somehow saves that race car. Brandon Marlowe loses, I want to say, almost 10 spots, make that almost more as he now finds his way towards the back. Brandon Marlowe goes from P number 2 all the way to P number 10 and continues to slide. Davin Markham, big hit on the front stretch there, and some more wall hits. Davin Markham, that car probably broke in that 43 machine. He's going to try and keep it to the top side. As Davin Markham tries to keep it on up there, we take a look here at the middle. Brian Hacker, he was P18 for a lot of that race. Now up in the top 10. He says it's go time. He was saving that right rear. We'll see what Hacker can do in this black and white number 2 machine. Up in front, Nick Baum continues to lead the way. Bobby Manley in third. Tucker Holliday flirting with the top 3. He's committed to that inside line, making it work. Jacob Laster right there as well. He'll try and pull the slider on Bobby Manley. And here comes Jaden Kraus in the 13 up top. Kraus gets his nose taken off from him there, as that was very close. Now we'll try and pull the slider on Jacob Laster. Some great racing here from third on back. Out in front, Nick Baum continues to lead the way by himself. Now Tucker Holliday tries to get a little bit of a gap. It looks like Bobby Mattingly falling on back ever so slightly in this 3M machine. Tucker Holliday continues to roll this inside line. Jaden Kraus up top with Jacob Laster. Laster right now P number 3, but here comes Kraus up the top lane, taking his teammate Richard Murtaugh in the 33 as well. Murtaugh is back here as Kraus doesn't clear the slider. He parks it on the nose of Laster. How does no one go around here? Now we complete lap 54 of 75. We are coming in here to 20 laps to go. Now we do get that mark, 20 laps to go here tonight, as there is still a lot of spots to be decided. As Nick Baum up on the top lane, he's trying to figure something out. It looked like Tucker Holliday had something down low, but not sure what happened to Holliday. I think he might have got a tire or something. That car very slow now on this inside lane. Jaden Kraus goes from starting P number 17, winning the B main. Here he comes, P number 2, and trying to get the race lead. Can we see for the first time here ever at ASRC, someone from the B main picking up the win and picking up the feature win? We have 18 laps, now 17 to find on out. As Murtaugh and Kraus, Murtaugh tried the slider, Kraus saw it coming and defended it all through turns number 1. And look at this, folks. He's quietly been making his way through the field here, one of the best here on the sim. Zach Nichols in the top 5. Where did this guy come from? Nichols in an intense battle though with Laster and Holliday. All of them trying to get this spot, get clear, and try and run some clean laps and try and reel in this race lead, as Baum now getting caught by the other front row driver. Murtaugh has come, he has faded, he has come back, and he is right here, battle for the race lead here with under 15 laps to go here at Kokomo. They will split the lappers, and Murtaugh gets caught in the middle of them. That might decide the race right there, folks, as Aaron Kirby goes to the middle, and it looked like the 05 machine very slow there. That could maybe decide it there, folks, is now once again about a 3/4 of a second difference between first and second. Nick Baum's got to be sweating though with this lap traffic. Luckily pretty spread out. Looks like most of them down on this inside lane, but Murtaugh, he's driving fiery. He's got his foot to the floor, and he's coming with a vengeance here for this race lead. This time by, we see 2 open palms from the flagman. 10 laps to go here tonight at the Kokomo Speedway for race number 7 of the American Sim Racing Club Pro Late Model Series. A lot of great drivers here in the top 3, closing in on each other here. Top 5 all single filed around the top, pushing the cushion. They all are. They're trying to find that little bit of moisture in the top lane, but now side by side for the race lead. Murtaugh with the slider. Here comes Nick Baum with the crossover. Side by side now through 3 and 4. Baum not able to throw the slider. Murtaugh with the preferred line. Murtaugh will lead this lap with 8 laps to go. As lead, oh man, someone spins in front of the leaders. As that was close there. I think that was, I believe that was the 5 of Scott Austin spinning on around in front of the race leaders there. We'll take a look here as, yeah, just gets through the slick and it looks like, oh, maybe Baum gets a little piece of him, but now this pulls a big wrench into things. We have a intense race here towards the end. 7 laps to go to decide the winner here tonight. We saw some comers, we saw some goers. I mean, we saw people fade, come back, like our race leader in the 33 machine. But man, some people have fallen hard, like Brandon Marlowe. I want to say he sits outside of the top 10 now, and it could be anyone's race here with this 7 to go. We got a lot of hungry drivers. I mean, anyone in this top 5, if they save some tire, they could be on a mission here if they get some open track. As I'm going to go catch my breath for a moment, take a drink of water, and get ready for these action-packed last couple laps. This is going to be a wild one, folks. As we get ready to go, Richard Murtaugh leads the field. We go green flag race in action. Single file inside of 10 to go as they'll dive it down in turns number 1 and 2. What does Nick Baum have left in the tank, if anything? Baum did get a piece of that yellow with that front end. Will that hurt that car? It looks like yes, it will. It's Jaden Krause now to the outside of the O2 machine for second position. Krause now trying to make it a premier setup shop. 1-2 here tonight, and it looks like they might have it as now Tucker Holliday slots on into P number 3, and Nick Baum able to get up in front of Zach Nichols in that 4th position. Throughout this field, everyone's side by side trying to figure out some last minute spots. These tires are done as we get a yellow flag once again on the speedway. I believe it was the 05 machine once again of Scott Austin. As it looks like Austin already slow on the speedway, and yeah, I think he had some tire issues with this tire degradation because that thing just came around right on its own all by himself as he'll park that thing for the night. So Richard Murtaugh got some practice with the last restart. What can he do? Has a very fast Jaden Krause on his back bumper. Krause trying to be the first to pull off the double header wins, win the B main, and then come to the main event and win it. As the lights get extinguished around the Kokomo Speedway, we will see a shootout here. 3 laps to go here tonight is the distance from this yellow flag. Richard Murtaugh will lead the field to green. Jaden Krause in second. Tucker Holliday in third as we jump back on the loud pedal here. We go green flag race in action here. Richard Murtaugh away with a great run up top. Jaden Krause in tow in second. Zach Nichols, a bit of a bobble there. Now, Matt Sanders tries to get it. Oh, hits door checks both those guys. Sanders with a big bobble. Now a battle for the race lead. Kraus tries the crossover. Murtaugh crosses him back over and off at turn number 4. Richard Murtaugh wins it. Jaden Kraus in second. Tucker Holliday third. Zach Nichols fourth. Nick Baum ends up P number 5. Blake Steele, where did he come from? He finishes in 6th. An awesome comeback once again from the 11. He seems to be back when it counts, as Richard Murtaugh will park that thing on the Kokomo victory stage there up on top. Don't go anywhere, folks, because in a few we'll be talking with our top 3. We'll be right back here with post-race interviews. Alrighty, folks, we come back with post-race interviews. First, we'll be talking to our 3rd place finisher. That is Tucker Holliday. Tucker, do you got a copy of Spread the Jet in the booth here?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, man. That was a hectic race, 75 long laps. Tell us a little bit about your race and how you ended up P number 3.
Yeah, the game plan right from the start was just to roll the bottom for as long as I could, save up my tires, and I did that till about the lap 60 mark, and I said it was time to go, stepped up to the top, and started rolling by more cars. I think I had a good shot at second for Jaden there, but just couldn't hit my marks.
Yeah, that was an awesome battle that last lap between all 3 of you premier guys. And I tell you what, Tucker, you were definitely committed to that inside line, one of the few cars down there for the longest time. And that was, I assume, like you said, all the game plan, saving that right rear.
Yeah, I've been nothing but a bottom feeder in real life, so I can get around the Uke tires pretty good, and I just wanted to save that right rear and let her eat at the end.
Yeah, and that you did, Tucker. A great run for you here tonight. You started around the mid-pack, and tell us, how'd you think of the racing here tonight at Kokomo? I know a lot of people love or hate this place, but it seemed like some awesome 3, 4, almost 5 wide racing.
Yeah, honestly, since this update, honestly, the racing at almost every track has gotten better. But I used to hate Kokomo, and now it's multi-groove. It's awesome.
Yeah, I tell you what, and Tucker, I assume you knew the top side was where it was going to be there at the end?
Yeah, that's usually how Kokomo ends up. It's topside dominant. It's very easy to keep up the momentum and get rundowns off the cushion.
Alrighty, Tucker. I'd love to hear what the tire wear is after the race, because I bet it's pretty wild to hear the differences. It seemed like a lot of cars, though, fading towards the end for this long 75 lapper.
I still got a solid 63% on the right rear.
Woo! Yeah, it seemed like some of those guys were dealing with close to zero, like that 5 machine that spun out twice there at the end. It seemed like this track going away very quickly if you push that tire early.
Yeah, it's real easy to spin tires. It gets super slick here, so you just got to be patient, lenient on that throttle on corner exit.
That is true. So, Tucker, your first race here at ASRC, you finish on the podium. Do you think we might see you back here in the future?
There's a good chance, yeah.
Alrighty, we'd love to see you, because as you saw, some pretty great racing here tonight with this crew, and each and every week they put on a great show. But before we let you go and celebrate your podium position here, Tucker, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank to make this 16 car quick enough to finish on the podium here tonight.
Well, I got to thank the winner of the race, Richard Murtaugh. Premier Setups, he taught me how to drive these fuckers. Sorry for swearing.
No problem, no problem. That's a post-race interview show for everyone. Alrighty, Tucker. Well, congrats again on this third place finish. I'm sure if you show on up here in the future, we'll be talking to you some more. So, Tucker, you have yourself a great rest of the night, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Thank you. You too.
Alrighty, folks, that was our third place finisher. Now we head to our runner-up finisher. We talked to him once tonight. We'll talk to him a second time. Jaden Krause, do you got a copy?
Yeah, what's up?
Alrighty, man. You go from winning the B main all the way up to P number 2 and definitely had a shot at the win. Tell us what was going through your mind those last couple laps.
Well, I was just trying to be patient and come up with a good like where I was gonna pass him at, and we're pretty cool. So I made sure I had to do it like super clean. It's kind of my team owner. So, well, I was just trying to be super patient. On the last lap, I had a chance to slide him, so I slid him, and then he ended up barely getting in front of me. So, got the dub.
Yeah, that was a great race between you. And like you said, you got to race the car owner a little bit differently. Don't want to junk his stuff and your stuff as well. That's a big bill at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Jaden. So you made your way through a lot of cars here tonight. What'd you think of the race, and especially early on? Were people saving tires, or was it kind of go for any gap you saw on the track? I mean, we saw 3, 4, almost 5 wide.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of people weren't really saving tires. There was maybe, I'd say like, I don't know, 5 or 6 people I like noticed that were like really saving tires toward the end. But honestly, I didn't really save. I mean, I wasn't 100%. I was more like 90% the whole time. Just mostly what I was doing was just not going as hard down the straightaway to save tires, but it kind of helped me at the end, so.
Yeah, that it did, Jaden. It set you up to get a shot at the win. And I tell you what, you gave it all you got, because that was a heck of a battle, heck of a race, and a heck of a run by you here tonight to not only win the B main, but almost come up with a double header, let's say, and pick up the B main win and almost the main event win. I mean, that shows some impressive stuff here tonight, especially with the caliber of racers. I mean, what'd you think about racing with this group here tonight?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. There's definitely, I could see a lot of what do you say? I don't know. I can't even think of the word. But there's definitely a lot that can get done with this series. I wish there was a little bit more people. That way there was like, I don't know, a little bit more of a competitive field would have been nice, but it was fun.
Yeah, that it was. As I tell you what, we had some really good drivers. As if you win, you got to start at the back, so that puts a whole wrench in everything. But Jaden, once again, we talking with you another time here tonight. You finished runner-up. Before I let you go, Jaden, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank who you got to thank on this 13 machine.
Premier Racing Setups, Richard Murtaugh for the help and like telling me the line for qualifying because I was kind of lost, and JW Roofing and Derby City Recycling, and that's about it.
Alrighty, Jaden. Well, great run here tonight. Like I said, coming up through this field, finishing runner-up. That's got to feel awesome. So, Jaden, you have yourself a great rest of the night, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you some more.
Yeah, let's hope.
Alrighty, folks, that was our runner-up finisher, Jaden Krause. Now we head down to Victory Lane and talk to the man of the hour, Richard Murtaugh. Do you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Alrighty, man. That was a heck of a race. We saw you kind of fade at the beginning and then come back strong. Was that some tire saving done throughout tonight's race?
Yeah, pretty much. We
Oh, we lost you after pretty much.
You got me now?
Yeah, we got you now.
Yeah, so pretty much we all were discussing strategies and stuff. As soon as we seen it have 75 laps, so we were able to just kind of decide what we all wanted to do, and we all were saving most of the race. We were literally all running. It was like 4th, 5th, and 6th there for most of that race, and with probably about 20 laps to go, I told all the guys it's time to go, and it's exactly what we did. We're were able to drive through and get a 1-2-3 finish, and definitely a really fun track tonight.
Yeah, that it seemed like. I mean, we saw 3, 4, 5 wide racing here tonight, and I mean, you're definitely in some of it at some point. I mean, what'd you think of the track? Multi-groove and a lot of great racers out here tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting. You can pretty much run wherever you wanted and make it work. Very early on, we were probably 4 or 5 wide, like you said, for the first couple laps, and then we all kind of faded and got our own lines we were pretty comfortable with. Tucker was on the bottom saving. I was running right through the middle, and Matt was running the top, and Jaden, I'm not sure where he was, but we were all just kind of saving and really showed there at the end once we were probably about 2/10 quicker than the field there.
Yeah, that it did. I mean, what lap did you guys have a set number lap that, hey, we got to save to X lap and then it's go time from there on out?
Yeah, we are just kind of based off the lap cars. That was kind of the main thing. As soon as we ran into the lap cars is when we were going to start charging near the end. And we kept getting those yellows and it kept setting us back. So right around lap 20, I told all the guys it's time to go. And I ran all the guys down from like a straightaway back. And then we got the yellow there. And then it was just kind of game over right there.
Yeah, that it was. Those late race yellows putting on some factors. I mean, you had to endure 2 restarts as the race leader, luckily single file, but had to be nerve-wracking nonetheless.
Yeah, with my good buddy Jaden right behind me, you never know what's gonna happen with him. So it was kind of watch my mirror and pray that we both come out. So I just had to remind him that we got a 1-2-3 finish, not to do anything too stupid there, but it was certainly a fun finish there.
That it was. Last lap pass being done by you. He pulled the slider in 1 and 2. You crossed him on over, had enough of a run to just beat him at the line. I mean, you can't ask for much better of a finish than that.
Yeah, that was definitely a really fun race. I feel like if it was any longer than that and Tucker got to second, he would have been able to pull away and put probably a second gap on us, if not more. He had about 10% more tire than me and Jaden, so he would have been significant. He would have been way faster than both of us. So it was just kind of lucky he got stuck behind Jaden there in those final couple laps.
Yeah, it seemed like that 16 machine was definitely on the move, and it seemed like that top side was definitely where you wanted to be. I mean, I think everyone kind of knew that was the spot. When did you want to go up there? And I assume you knew to go up there.
Yeah, I haven't really ran any races here, so I didn't know what the line would be since the new tire model. But it's Kokomo. It's always up on the top, and um, if if we all probably got down to the bottom and ran it in a little more, I feel like the bottom would have been faster. But it just had such a big cushion up on the top. That's kind of was the dominant line.
Yeah, that it did. If you hit those corners right, you could definitely make up a ton of time, and you definitely did that. So, Richard, before we let you go, if you do plan to come back, you get to start shotgun on the field. How do you feel about that rule? And maybe do we see you back in the future?
That makes things pretty interesting. I got a lot of work to do. I got to build a bunch of setups for my customers and my team and stuff. So that's a new build. So I been racing all day, just kind of testing stuff, and had some spare time tonight, so I decided to jump in. So it just kind of depends on what I get done if I'll be able to come back. But definitely a really nice league. Highly suggest everyone to come run this because really professional. Got a good broadcaster and great group of guys to race around and stuff. So highly suggest this league for anyone watching the stream.
Yeah, it is a great one. We'd love to see you back and maybe some premier stickered cars at some point here in the near future. But Richard, before we let you go and continue to celebrate down in Victory Lane, I'm going to go hand over the mic to you and thank the long list of sponsors you got to thank to park this 33 down here on the front stretch.
Yeah, we got to start out with all the guys at Premier Racing Setups. We got a really good group over there. All them guys been testing with me quite a bit. We've been grinding. We all got a pretty good understanding of the tire model and how this is working now. And kind of showed tonight. We were able to really show just how fast we were and we're really good. Rocket Racing Graphics, 180 Flow Drive Properties, Armar Racing, Unrivaled Cinematography, Mad Dog Graphics. I gotta thank you for putting this on. All the league owners and everyone behind the scenes, and all the drivers.
Yeah, a lot of great people to thank there, and yeah, that Premier Setup Shop always seems like have some speedy setups. So, Richard, you have yourself a great rest of the night, and hopefully we'll see you once again and be talking to some of your drivers. You have yourself a great rest of the night.
You too.
Alrighty, folks, that was Richard Murtaugh down from Premier Setup Shops down in Victory Lane here tonight, flexing those muscles. So now, folks, we'll get everything wrapped on up. We're going to try and head to the race results. Finishing in first is Richard Murtaugh with Jaden Krause second, Tucker Holiday third, Zach Nichols rounds out the top four. Finishing fifth is Nick Baum, sixth going to Blake Steele, trying to continue that impressive, consistent streak. Jacob Laster fell towards the back there. He will finish seventh. Eighth going to Matt Kemp. Ninth is Matt Sanders. Oh, so close with that mistake there at the end. Cost him. Trevor Manley coming from the back will finish just inside the top 10, finishing 10th. 11th going to his uncle, Bobby Manley. 12th going to Ron Hart in the 51. 13th is Brian Hacker in the 02. 14th is Brandon Marlowe. 15th, Tanner Hutchins. 16th, Nicholas McDougall. 17th, Dave Payton. 18th, Aaron Kirby. 19th, Cam Tucker. Scott Austin will finish 20th. 21st is Dan Markham, and Henry Smith will round out the field here tonight. Thanks again, all the viewers tuning on in here live and enjoying this old school broadcast. We got the old ticker up here tonight. We'll be back in action with our updated setup next week, so don't be alarmed with that. We'll get that all sorted out on the other people's ends. But we got to thank everyone to tuning on in and sticking it out with me. I've been Brett the Jet from Turn 3 Racing Network. Be sure to check out Turn 3 throughout the week, as we have a lot of great series, a lot of great broadcasters covering a lot of great racing action. Be sure to check out AmericanSimRacingClub.com to find out more about this league and how you can be a part of this great racing dirt action. Got to give a huge shout out to Cheryl and Jordan out there in the YouTube chat lands. I've been Brett the Jet in the booth. Everyone have a great week, and we'll catch you next Sunday for the All-Star Race that will be held at the Chili Bowl. So not for points, but some wild racing as we take these pro lates to the Chili Bowl. You won't want to miss that. Everyone take care, stay safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side. I've been Brett the Jet, and I just flew